Good morning. Today's barre class will be focused mostly on thighs, forming, shaping, building muscle in the thighs and hips. So it's going to be a leg intensive class. You will need some weights for our arm sequences. I would suggest nothing over 5 pounds for your heavier weights, nothing over 3 pounds for the lighter weights, because we do quite a few reps. It's better to have the lighter weight than the heavier weight. It reduces the risk of burnout in the muscles. So we're going to go ahead and begin, starting anywhere near your bar. Have it there for access. Begin with the hands at the hips, and we're going to start with a heel ball toe. So our basic warm up, I do this about every class. Rolling to the tops of the feet, back down to the heels. Start to take this to a toe tap. Tapping your toes forward, starting to bring your shins forwards of your knees. Pay attention to standing straight and tall. Core is engaged, shoulders are stacked over your hips, neck is long, shoulders away from the ears. We'll start to take this to a high knee march, still keeping the shins forwards of the knees, so we use the core a little bit more. Lift your arms up to a 90 and begin to pull the elbows down as your knees come up. We're taking this to a side knee. Start to take your knees across your body. Move the elbows the opposite direction, warming up the obliques, still working that core. Bring it back to a front knee, pulling down. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring your hands back to your hips. Keep marching. Start to march your feet down lower until you come back to a toe tap forwards. One more time, we'll bring it in for a heel ball toe, roll it out. Add some ankle rolls here. Take it to a march, and then we'll march the feet out nice and wide, at least 3 feet different distance between the feet. Feet should be parallel. Big inhale, circle your arms. Standing forward, fold, exhale, hinge forwards from the hips, flat back, takes you down to the floor. Good, hold here, one more breath. Lunge over to your right, bending deep into the right knee, straighten into the left, side lunge. Coming back through center, take it over to your left, walking the fingertips in front of the left foot, bend deep into your left knee, straighten into the right leg. Good, take it back to center. I'm going to come up onto fingertips. Feel free to add a block here. Taking the right hand down, bring your left hand to your left hip. Take a twist to the left. You can stay here or reach the left arm up to the ceiling. Stay here or for a little more. Take the left toes, angle them out slightly, twist a little deeper. 3, 2, left foot, left hand, come back to center. And now replacing right hand onto the right hip, we'll take the twist to the right. Stay here or reach the right arm up to the ceiling to deepen. Stay there or turn the right toes out at a slight angle to deepen the stretch for the inner thigh and hip. Good, exhale, hand down, foot back to center. Come up to a halfway lift, flatten the back, pull the belly to the spine, engage your inner thighs. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Next inhale, come back up to stand, arms down, feet will heel ball toe, back into place. Good, from here, we're going to start with a round of wall push-ups. You are free to do regular push-ups on the floor. Wall push-ups just give you a little more control and aren't so taxing on the shoulders. So I'm going to set up at the wall, placing my hands to begin about shoulder width distance apart. And then from there, I'll walk my feet back at a slight diagonal angle. You could be on toes or keep the heels down, whatever feels more comfortable. You might get a little more range of motion with toes lifted. Have a diagonal line from heels to the crown of the head. Then we're going to take your fingertips, angle them in slightly. So as you bend the elbows go out to the sides, tracking with the shoulders. So we're going to lower here, just a set of 8 to get our range of motion. Feeling it out, bending elbows, lowering the chest towards the wall. Good, last 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom, give me little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Continue to hold at the bottom. We're going to press away from the wall for the count of 3, 2, 1, back to straight arms, lower for the count of 1. So it's a press for 3, 2, 1, take it down for 1. Back slow, down for 1. Back slow, down for 1. 4 more. 2, good. Back slow, down for 1, hold. Now we're going to go back for 1, down slow, 2, 3, back for 1, down, 1, 2, 3, back for 1. Adjust the hands if needed. If they are sliding up or down the wall, we've got 4 more. Back for 1, down, 2, 3, back for 1, down, 2, 3, back for 1, down, 2, 3, back for 1. Now we're going to go down, 2, 3, back, 1, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, back. Good. This is your last round. We've got 4. Down slow, up slow. 2, and 1. Don't rush through this last one. Good. From here, set the heels down, walk the hips back, come into an L fold. Palms still at the wall, got shoulder width distance apart. You can take them a little wider for more. Let the heart sink towards the floor, soften the knees as needed, and imagine the hands are kind of dragging down the wall without them actually moving anywhere. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Soften knees, roll up through the spine. Walk the hands in, or the feet in rather. Release the hands, give them a quick shake, circle out the wrists, open, close the fingers. Step into your bar for our first round of leg exercises. So coming into some releve work from here. Fingertips to the bar. Make sure the hands are just at the bar for balance. They're not really there to hold you up. So you should be able to do this releve work without actually holding onto the bar itself. We're going to take the feet back into a wide plie stance. So heels almost the width of a yoga mat, maybe a little more narrow. Heels in, toes out. We're going to start to lift and lower. Going straight up, straight back down. As you lift, think about engaging inner thighs, engaging glutes. Belly stays drawn in, shoulders over hips, lift and lower. Pay attention to any rocking motion back and forth. We want to try to go straight up and straight back down. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, hold heels up on 1. We're going to hold and balance here. Engage the inner thighs, engage the glutes. Belly draws in, shoulders back and down. You can stay here, fingertips to your bar. For a little more of a challenge, try bringing hands to hips. For a little more of a challenge, arms can come overhead. We're going to hold for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms down, fingertips back to the bar, heels down. Heel toe your feet in. Now we're going to come to first position, heels together, toes apart. About a slice of pizza between the toes or feet themselves. Again, we're going to start to lift and lower. This time going a little faster. Straight up, straight back down, double time. lift, lift. Again, pay attention to any rocking motion. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. At the very top, I want you to get me a little press down and a little lift up. Little lower, little lift. Just 1 inch in each direction, staying at the top of your range. Little lift, little lower. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels all the way down. Now we're going to bring the toes together, heels together. So doing our heel lifts 4 different ways today. Tight parallel, little space between the heels, toes should be touching. Again, we're going to start to lift and lower. This one a little slower, up and down. Good, you've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold heels at the top. Now we're going to alternate. Lowering right heel, left heel. Right heel, left heel. Starting at the top of your releve each time. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reset at the top, slowly lower both heels. Last round here, we're going to keep toes together, move heels apart. This one can be a little intense on the knees, so if it's too much, stay in the tight parallel, skip this portion. So I think pigeon toe on this one. Again, space between the heels, toes are together. Again, we're going to start to lift and lower. This time, going a little faster. So back to that double time. We're just hitting the calves in a 360. Up and down. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Holding at the top, you're going to give me little lifts this time. So that one round, we were emphasizing the down motion. Now we're emphasizing the up, 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 up. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower the heels. Bring heels back together. Stay facing your bar. A little stretch here. Step the left foot back into a nice long lunge. Angle the left toes out slightly so you can press the left heel to the ground. Bend deep into the right knee. Press back against your bar and send as much weight towards your back leg as you can. Good. We'll switch legs. Left foot forwards, right foot back, right heel down, angling the foot at an angle. Bend into the left knee. Press back against the bar. Good, go ahead, step back forwards. Move the bar slightly out of the way so you have some space. Grab your lighter set of weights and we're going to do our first set of arms. So today we're going to add some footwork to the arms. Skip the footwork if it's a little too much. If you find yourself losing alignment, we're going to be doing lunges. So if you start fighting to keep up and the lunge starts to fall apart, maybe just do the arm work and skip the lunge portion itself. Excuse me. So I'm going to start with your arms at a 90-degree bend, fist facing the ceiling, elbows pointing up and down. I'm going to start here with a simple lift in a parallel stance for now. So soften the knees, but engage the glutes and thighs. Draw the shoulders down, and we're going to start to lift no higher than the shoulders. So elbows up to shoulder height, shoulder width distance apart, and then you're going to lower back down. So it's a simple lift up and a lower back down. Good. We're going to continue here, or you have the option to alternate a lunge. So as the elbows come up, one leg's going to step back and then forwards. Back and forwards. Pay attention to your lunge here. You should be stepping back far enough that front knee mostly stays over your front ankle. Good. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold it back. So pay attention to what leg is forwards. I've got my left knee forwards, right knee back. I mean little presses. Up, 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 up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring the elbows down. Step the back foot forwards. Now, we're going to take the elbows out, and I'm going to turn to face you so you can see from the front what we're going to do next. So the elbows are out, the palms are facing forwards. We're going to lift the elbows no higher than the shoulders again, and then bring the elbows back into the sides. Lifting up and down. And again, the arms go no higher than the shoulders. Good. Same thing. We'll add a lunge. If that's safe for you, your shoulders, your knees, skip the lunge. If you feel like you're fighting to find the lunge or you feel off balance. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm going to do one more just so I end up on the right leg forwards. And again, it's little presses up, up, up. Pull the low ribs back. Try not to backward bend for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the elbows down, straighten the arms. Roll out the shoulders, set your weights to the side. Give yourself a little shoulder stretch. Karate chopping one arm across your chest. And then we'll switch sides. Good. Grab your bar now. We're going to start facing your bar. Again, face on, feet pointing forwards, fingertips to the bar for balance. This is the key here. So we're going to keep upper body facing your bar. You're going to pick up your toes, however, and shift the toes about 3 inches to your right, so that now the feet are diagonal to the bar, but the upper body is still facing the bar. From here, we're going to lift the toes, come into a releve. As always, if releve is too much for your knees, for your feet, it can be a little heavy on the feet themselves, especially if you don't have a lot of padding on the balls of the feet. You can always have the heels down. If heels remain down, range of motion goes back. You're hinging forwards, keeping a flat back, shifting the weight into the heels so it's not all on the knees themselves. If you're coming into releve, range of motion is straight down. Shoulders stacked over hips. So remember those key things. Heels up, straight down, heels down, hips go back. We're going to lift, and again, upper body is going to face your bar while the knees go to the side. So it's a side squat. Feels a little bit different, but it's targeting the legs a little bit differently. Good, just down and up for now. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it down on 1. Upper body's facing the bar. Knees are at a slight diagonal. We're going to open and close the knees. Open, close. Should feel the heels pressing together the entire time. Open, close. Fingertips still at the bar. Chest still facing the bar. 8, 7, 6, 5. Imagine you were squeezing something between the legs. 3, 2, Knees come back together, straighten the legs, stay in the same position but to set the heels down. So now we're going to shift the weight back into the heels, find that same squat and come back up. Same squat, come back up. But now again, the upper body is hinging forward slightly. You're keeping the spine straight. We're still squared off to the bar, but the knees are at that diagonal. We're going to add an outer leg circle. So you'll squat. As you come up, lift your outside leg. Circle it around, back and in, back to a squat. Circle it out and around. So as we go through these circles, if you start to feel some persistent pops in the hips, more than maybe 1 or 2 of gas releasing from the joints, then make the circle smaller, adjust the range of motion, and really concentrate on engaging the glutes. That can keep the hip flexors from taking over completely. But again, we don't want any persistent pops. So if you cannot get rid of that popping sensation, then maybe don't do the circle itself or keep it really low. So we've got another 6, 5, we're going to change the direction in 4, 3, 2, good. One more circle this way. Same thing, we're going to squat at the diagonal, but now you're going to come out and back in. So this is going to become some movement shortly, once we kind of get used to this movement of the circling of the hip. Again, you should feel no persistent popping here. Weight's going back into the heels, hips are pressing back, upper body still mostly facing the bar. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, let's hold our squat here. Give me some little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Now as we come up, this outside leg's going to circle. And it's going to circle out, step out to your wide plie, heels in, toes out, plie squat. We're going to come up, circle back into a tight diagonal squat. So that now is our movement. Circling out, circling in, circling out, circling in. Again, if you're feeling popping with the circles, maybe it's just a step out and a step in rather than the circle. Or it's a nice big circle, getting those hip range of motions. We're holding your plie in another 4, 3, last 2. Good. This time, as you circle out to your plie, hold the plie. Adjust the legs as needed so the feet are in alignment. Drop it down. Lift your right heel. We're going to shift the weight over to the right side. So heel is lifted. You've shifted weight to the right. Left knee still has a bend in it. We're going to pulse it down, 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 down. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift back to center. Set the right heel down. Lift the left heel up. Now shift your weight to the left and pulse it. Right knee is still bent. Right heel is down. Left heel is lifted. Weight is shifted to the left. Pulsing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift back to center. Drop both heels. Sit a little lower. Squeeze the glutes. Lift the shoulders. Arms forward or arms overhead. You're holding here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hands back to hips. We're going to circle back in one more time. Fingertips can come to the bar for balance. Give me a little squat. Circle it in. Sit it back and down. Good. Bring it back up. Going to go right into the second side. I'm going to move my bar to the other side just so that I am still facing you as we go through these exercises. So again, We're going to come up to the bar, fingertips to the bar for balance. So we're not too close, you will not get a lot of range of motion. So you're stepping back from the bar and then fingertips from there. Feet start in a tight parallel facing the bar. Then you're going to lift the toes and shift them a couple inches on the diagonal to your left. Upper body still facing the bar. We're going to lift the heels. Again, if releve is too much at this point, heels stay down. Range of motion is back. Heels are up. Range of motion goes straight down. So just starting with some basic squats. Tight parallel going down and up, full range. Upper body stays facing the bar. Lower body is turned at a diagonal. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, holding down on 1, open, close, open, close. Good, check that the shoulders are still over the hips. You're not leaning forwards unless the weight is in the heels. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees back together, straighten the legs, set the heels down. Now range of motion is going back into the heels. You're going to hinge forwards from the hips into a squat, diagonal, upper body facing the bar, bring it back up, down and up. First round, just finding a range of motion. Again, you're sitting back into the heels. Feet are at a diagonal, which makes one leg work just a little harder than the other leg. Last 5, we're going to add that knee circle. 4, 3, 2, holding down. Now as you come up, outside knee is going to circle around and back into a squat. Around and back in. Again, pay attention to any popping, more than 1 or 2 in the left hip. If there's persistent popping, adjust the range of motion. Take smaller circles, more controlled circles. Really engage the glutes, see if that helps. We've got another 6. We're changing the direction. 3, 2, good. Bring it in, sit it down. Now as you come up, the legs going back out and back in. Around and back in. Same thing here. You want no persistent popping with this direction, so adjust as needed. 6. We're adding a step in, step out in 5, 4, 3, 2, good. You're going to give me one more squat and circle. Now sit it back. This time as we come up, we're circling around, out, step into a plie, into a squat. Coming back up, circling back in, diagonal squat. Out, plie, in, squat. And again, if the circle of the knee is too much, it can just be a simple step out and step back in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more. We're holding the plie. Good. This time we'll step out, hold your plie, sit it down. Good. We're going to hold at center. Lift your right heel, lift your left heel. Give me little pulses down. Heels can be down again if releve is too much. Always an option. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it down, drop a little lower. Now knees are going to go back, 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 back. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Heels up. Drop it an inch lower. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it on up to stand. Set the heels down. Heel toe the feet in. Give yourself a quick shake. Okay, I am going to move my bar completely out of the way now. We are done with the bar. Pick up your heavier set of weights. We're going to do our last 2 rounds of arms. Again, we're going to be adding some lunges to the arms. So if it gets to be too much, you lose place, you start going too fast, the lunge starts to fall apart, maybe just stick with the bicep movement. Starting with a basic bicep curl, feet together in parallel for now. Little sit into the knees, engage the glutes, rotate the hands so the palms are forwards, curling the palms up to the shoulders, back down to straight arms. Key with your bicep curls is arms don't get to shift back and forth. It's not a swing, it's a controlled movement. So the elbow stays pinned to the side the entire time. Minimal movement in the upper body too. So again, it's not a swing of the upper body back and forth. You're keeping the upper body nice and still. Now stay here or start to add a lunge in with your curl. Little more control, little more concentration. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now again, left leg is forwards. If you're on a different leg, just notice what leg you're on. We're going to lower the arms halfway. Rotate your hands so the palms face in, fists up. Feel free to switch weights as needed. We're going to hinge forwards over your left leg. We're doing some tricep kickbacks. So we're going to take pinkies to the ceiling, bend the arms, fists to the shoulders. Pinkies to the ceiling, fists to the shoulders. Back stays nice and straight. Belly over thigh. Reach the chest forwards, make the movements controlled. Good, last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Step it forwards. We're going to go back to a bicep curl, but this time it's a hammer curl. So standing straight and tall. Again, thumbs are going to come up to the shoulders this time, back down to straight arms. Up to the shoulders, back down to straight arms. Add the lunge. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5. Holding right foot forwards once again. Nice long lunge. Straighten the arms. This time, we're going to rotate so the palms face back behind you. Chest is reaching forwards, back is flat. You're going to go straight up and back down to straight arms. Palms to the ceiling, straight arms. So straight into triceps. Again, switch out weights if your heavy weights are a little too much. Keep the chest reaching forwards. Resist the urge to drop the shoulders. So look forwards rather than down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Straighten the arms. Stand it up. Face the camera. We're going to take one weight, drop it behind your back, just letting the weight hang to stretch the back of the arm and shoulder. Switch sides. Both weights. Press the head into the hands, open the elbows, open the chest. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Set the weights to the side. You're done with those now. We are going to finish our legs on the floor, taking kind of an old-fashioned yoga sun salutation to get to the ground. Stepping to the top of your mat or space. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. Soften knees, hinge from your hips, standing forward fold, belly over thighs, fingertips to the floor, maybe shins, let your head be heavy. Good, we're going to bend the knees, plant the palms, walk your feet back, come to a plank. You're going to hold your plank now for a solid minute, stacking shoulders over wrists. Knees can come down as needed, but if they do lower, you still have a diagonal line from tail to the crown of the head. It's not a tabletop, it's a plank. You can also come down to forearms as well, elbows under shoulders. Press the floor away from you. Again, try to look forwards rather than down to avoid dropping the shoulders. Think about chest reaching forwards, belly pulling up and in, heels pressing back. Imagine you had a ball or something between your thighs. Squeeze that ball. Keep pressing the floor away so you're actually lifting away from the floor rather than sinking into your shoulders. You're a little over halfway here. Good, 15 seconds. Keep lifting, keep pressing the floor away. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower the knees. Press your hips back to your heels, child's pose. Stretch it out. Good job. Shift yourself back forwards to all fours. We're going to do another round of legs, this time from the floor. Some good old-fashioned ballet 80s cardio legs. So we're going to come over onto your right side. And we'll be on the right forearm with the forearm parallel to the top of your mat, elbow under your shoulder. If this is too much for the shoulder, you find yourself really sinking down, then you can also come a little lower, supporting the head with your hand, maybe going all the way down to the floor. Key is, though, we want to keep the hips stacked. So notice if you start to drop the top hip back or let it roll forwards, try to keep top hip over bottom hip. Sometimes just simply hand to the hip is a good guide of where the hips are in space. Bottom leg is going to be extended, about in line with the legs. You'll be at a slight diagonal for balance. Bend your top leg, placing the foot on the floor on the outside of the bottom leg. So it's a simple lift and lower here. Go ahead, squeezing up from the inner thigh. Try to minimize the movement in the body. So ultimately, it's just the leg that's moving. We've got 8. Again, be aware of sinking into your bottom shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up there and just hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Lower the bottom leg. Take this top leg, extend it out. Now again, try to stack the hips. Avoid dropping the hips back. It's going to be lift and lower the top leg with a little bit of footwork. So you're going to point the toes in the top leg, lift the leg straight up in line with the hip. Flex the foot, bring the heel to the arch. Point, lift, flex, lower. Try to keep the waist long. So notice if you're, again, sinking into the shoulder, sinking into the waist. So avoiding any movement in the body other than the leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good, we're going to hold that leg up, lower it about halfway. This is the fun part. You're going to try to lift your bottom leg and just hold both legs together, both legs lifted, holding like a mermaid for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Top arm can come up or down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend the knees. Place both the knees and the feet on the floor. Reset yourself. Come off of the shoulder. Come down to the floor if needed, if the shoulder is starting to get fatigued. So we're going to do a clamshell now. Knees stay bent. Squeezing the heels together. Lift the top knee. Bottom knee stays pressing into the floor. Squeeze back down. Lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze. Option, stay here with this movement, or for more, as the leg lifts, you're going to lift the hips and lower. Lift and lower. That one's 2 shoulder intensive. Keep the hips on the ground. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Hips down. Slowly bring yourself up to seated. Come to a simple cross-legged seat. Give the shoulder a little love. Another karate chop. Good. Arm to the ceiling. Fold the palm behind your head. Fingertips to the elbow. Gently draw the elbow up and back. And for a little more, hinge to your left. Good. Go ahead, release that. Roll the shoulder out. We're going to go transfer onto the other side. So now leg on the left side. Again, I'm moving so you can still see me. Supporting myself. My left forearm, elbow under shoulder. Again, hand can come behind the head. You can lower closer to the floor if it's safer for your shoulder. Legs will be extended at a slight diagonal toward the top corner of your mat. Again, pay attention to hips. Don't let this top hip drop back. Try to keep the top hip stacked over the bottom hip the entire time. Bend your top knee, placing a foot on the floor outside the bottom leg. Fingertips can be at the floor for balance or at the hip. Do what feels best. Just pay attention to what your shoulders are doing. We're going to start to lift and lower the bottom leg, squeezing in from the inner thigh like you're trying to crush something between the thighs. Good, you've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up there, just hold it for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower your leg. Now extend the top leg, place it on top of the bottom leg. Point the top toes, lift the leg to the ceiling, flex the foot, lower through the heel. Point, lift, flex, lower. If you lose the footwork, that's okay. Come back to it, but it's more the emphasis of the lift and lower. Keep the hips stacked. Notice that that top hip started to drop back. Side stays long, so again, notice if you're dropping into the bottom shoulder. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Bring it down. Now you're going to lift that leg, hover it just above the bottom leg. Fingertips can be at the floor, hands to hips. You're going to lift that bottom leg and hold. Again, you could be here or here. A little added challenge. Maybe arm to the ceiling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hand down, feet down, bend the knees. Good. So now we're coming to a clamshell shape. Hips are still in line with the shoulders, knees are bent slightly forwards. We're going to lift that top knee, press the heels together, squeeze to come back in. Lift, lower. Good, again, you're going to stay here, where the option to take it up a little bit is to start to lift the hips as you open the knees, lower, lift, lower. This is too much for the shoulders, too much for the back. Keep the hips down, just stay with the simple clam. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Knees down. Bring yourself on up to seated. Cross-legged seat, easy seat. Cross your arm over your body. Give yourself a quick karate chop. Arm to the ceiling. Fold the hand behind your back. Fingertips to the elbow. Draw your elbow up and back. Little hinge to your right now for more. Good, go ahead, release it. Now if you have a yoga block, we're going to grab a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, something else similar to a yoga block. If you have one of those squishy round exercise balls, that's great. What we're going to do is pass that block between your feet, between your legs. So something that is holdable with the feet, a yoga block, a shoe box, a pillow will work too, a smaller couch pillow. So again, grabbing your yoga block, whatever you've got, maybe you rolled a towel, and then we're going to roll down onto the floor to start your core. So you've already done a lot of oblique work with those side legs. So we're going to finish up with some basic core here. And I'm also going to grab my yoga strap as well for stretching at the end. Okay, starting feet to the floor for now. Take your yoga block, place it between your knees. We're going to lift the knees up, and this is going to be the movement. So it's a basic toe tap for now. Tapping toes down, shifting knees forwards and back. Good, now we're going to start to pass this block with this range of motion. So as the knees come up, you're going to remove the block from between your knees, tap your toes, bring your block overhead. Come up, place the block back between the knees, tap the toes, arms overhead. So this is our movements. This is your level 1. Good. Level 2, straighten the legs, place the block between the feet. Now head and shoulders are going to lift. And then lower, straighten the legs, reach arms overhead, toes point. Place that block in. Good. Again, level 1, head and shoulders stay down, knees stay bent. You're passing the block between the knees. Level 2, head and shoulders lift. You're passing the block between the knee, or the feet rather, legs extended. Good, we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees into the chest, set your block to the side, open the arms to a T, let your knees fall to the right into a twist. Good, bring knees back to center. Let them fall to the left into a twist. Back to center. Now just draw the knees into the chest, give them a hug. Place your palms at your kneecaps, draw some circles. Circling the knees together around the hips and massaging into your low back. Other side or other direction. Okay, now if you have a yoga strap, reach for your yoga strap.
If you don't have a yoga strap, don't worry about it. We can do these same stretches without the strap. So you're going to place the strap around the arch of the right foot. Extend your left leg forwards out in front of you. And now extend your right leg up to the ceiling. Again, if you don't have a strap, your hands could just come behind your leg for the stretch. And think about drawing the leg back towards you. If you have a yoga strap, hold that yoga strap with the right hand. Open your right leg out to the right. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can support the right leg with the palm or rebend the knee and just open the knee out to the right. Good, bring your leg back to center. Again, if you have a yoga strap, grab the strap with the left hand, keep the right leg extended, cross the right leg just about 2 inches, 3 inches to the left, keeping the right hip down to the floor. If you don't have a yoga strap, bend the knee, cross just the knee a couple inches over. Good, come back to center, bend the right knee, remove the strap, give the right knee another hug, set the right foot down, draw the left knee to your chest. If you have a yoga strap, take that strap around the arch of the left foot and extend the left leg to the ceiling. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can hold the leg with the hands, extend the right leg forwards. Yoga strap into your left hand, open the left leg out to the left. Again, if you don't have a strap, bend the knee, open the bent knee, or maybe support the straight leg with the palm if accessible. Bring your leg back to center, grab a hold of the strap with the right hand. If you don't have a strap, bend the left knee. We're going to take either the straight left leg or the left knee just a couple inches to the right, but still keeping the right or the left hip rather down. So it's not a twist, it's an IT band stretch. Good, leg back to center. If you have the yoga strap, keep the left foot in the strap this time. Bring your right leg up to meet the left. If you don't have a strap, just extend both legs to the ceiling. Now we're going to come into a nice wide straddle. Sliding the feet apart from each other. You can use the yoga strap or the hands without a strap for support. Feel free to rock this a little side to side. It can feel good for the low back, give you a little extra stretch for the hips. Slide the feet back in. Good. Bend the knees, set the strap to the side, give the knees one more hug. We're going to start to rock and roll it back and forth. And from here, you're either going to rock up to a seated position or roll to the side, press yourself up to seated. Coming into cross-legged seat one more time, sitting nice and tall. Inhale, circle your arms overhead. Exhale, arms down. Do that one more time. Big inhale, stretch. Exhale, press it down. Thank you very much for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day.